Kumsi benta banrat deng khong ke jingyap ki brio na jingpang malaria lani ke jingpang khie shoh ketanat ko kot khia jongkari India kala pui ka thong na benta ban pynduh jait no ya ke jingpang kan dei haduh snem arjar lai pho ya ka blas dang na ru snem arjar khat rio ban shem ya ke sin jam ya ke nil yo jingtip ha ga jialang man rakhi ya ka World Malaria Day ya ka bala penlong da National Health Mission Meghalaya ha State Convention Center ha Pinewood ha ka ba ka menteri ketanat ko kot khia jong sorkar jala ka Dr. Mazel Amprin lingdo kala shem ya ka benta kum ka kongsan Nakaliang joga Dr. Bibaha Marak kabari ka Nodal Officer habakran might pangkali thu banakaliang joga tanat ka kot khia kala syami ka sin jam na benta ban pynduh pendam no shisndon ya kani jingpang khie shoh.
Today we are very happy to have you with us to celebrate this event together. Sir Ronald Rose, a British physician and scientist, made his historic discovery in Kolkata in 1897. He identified that the female Anopheles mosquito was responsible for transmitting malaria, which was a leading cause of death in India at that time. His discovery paved the way for significant advancements in the prevention and treatment of malaria. Sir Ronald Rose's discovery was a turning point in the fight against malaria. We celebrate World Malaria Day to raise awareness among the community towards malaria prevention, control, and ultimately to eliminate malaria. World Malaria Day also emphasizes on the importance of ongoing financial support and political commitment, and also it gives us opportunity to spread awareness of the global efforts to control and eliminate malaria. It was instituted by WHO member states during World Health Assembly in 2007. World Malaria Day is commemorated every year with a specific theme. This year's theme for World Malaria Day is Time to Deliver Zero Malaria. Invest, innovate, and implement. India is committed to achieve zero indigenous malaria cases by 2027 and to eliminate malaria by 2030 all across the entire country. The theme emphasizes the need for scientific experts, donors, agencies, partners, and the government to come together in the fight against malaria.
Nakaliang Dr. Juliana Lingwa kepada Senior Regional Director ke Regional Office jong tanat ko kot khia jong sorkar India kalaong kumbalong menta ke jingpang bat ke jingyap na kani ke jingpang khie shoh kala sedang menduna bat kani borok ke dei namar ke jingtrai stom jong kinong trai ke tanat ko kot khia bat kham tam e ki asha ki bala no senyang sipon e ya kabangi dei ban ai ke jingkersan.
We have the integrated vector control management and the source reduction. Here we have both the chemical and also the biological. Chemical, as mentioned earlier by the entomologist, that we have the DDTs, which is soon going to phase out. We have the malathion, that means we have the inter-residual spray, and also we have the usage of the LLINs, that is the long-lasting insecticidal nets. These are the impregnated nets. So these LLINs have played a major role, and one of the reasons why the cases have come down and deaths have come down because of the use of these. So I hope there's judicious use of this. By doing so, the cases will come down. And of course, we have the biological, which is I think advocated more because we can use larvicidal fishes and also the bacteria. And in larvicidal also we can encourage construction of hatcheries. Instead of having one or two big hatcheries in the districts, we can have smaller ones so that the fishes can be easily transported, and these can be used because they can be introduced in so many of the breeding sites. And not to forget, the backbone is also the entomological surveillance. Malaria has a very good entomological team. They perform a diligent vector survey, as we've seen, both the larval and the adult survey, and we've seen we're all captivated by what they had presented earlier. There's always something new to learn, and I must commend them on their activities, because whereby their contribution, there's always invaluable, and without them and all that, it is not possible to have complete surveillance work. And also, I have to commend the field workers. Here we have the ASHAs, and today I think so there are some malaria, the workers, and also the surveillance workers and the malaria technical supervisors. They are all the backbone of the program. So they are working at the field, in the blocks, CHEs, PHCs, districts. They are doing commendable work, and we should support them.
Kementeri Kekot Kekhia Habakran Negeri Gejing Yalang Dr. Mazel Amprin Lingdo kalau ong bagi pat ba nong song snong kejela ki sngokhia hakabe day bet kejing don kejing pang malaria hindrai ke sngokumen pat ba kalau don kejing hiar jongi bayo ikani kejing pang khie shoh nadu snem arjar khatsan haduh kani ka khlip mat ka bamanta.
We have seen the wonderful efforts put in by the department to ensure that there has been this remarkable decrease of cases of malaria from 2015 till date. We saw a small number of 8 fatal deaths because of malaria, fatalities. So we must ensure that this occurrence of those 8 deaths doesn't increase. And I presume from the very detailed explanatory discussions that all of you have presented in this program today, it looks like you have everything under control, sir. So that's very, very important, and we appreciate it very highly. The one thing that would interest me as a leader and a representative of the people would be, how do you break that down to ensure that we, the lay people in the community, understand our role in combating malaria? Because I can see that if the public do not participate by addressing all of the vulnerable areas for the outbreak of a malaria threat, we would all have problems. Line departments like the PWD, the urban affairs. Now even fishery is very popular. Many schemes are now being given. Stagnant ponds are being seen now everywhere. So do we have the wherewithal to ensure that the entire convergence model that you have planned here will be a workable model? I particularly would believe that the malaria combat would be far more successful if public get to know. People like me would imagine that malaria is malaria, whether you have a malaria which has a new form or a malaria which is actually old in its form. We would like to know who should be tested, because really in all of your wonderful elaborate explanations of how do we combat a malaria episode, a large-scale malaria outbreak of malaria episode in any part of the state. So we need to figure out if there has been any patient who does have any signs and symptoms of likely a case of malaria, what are the things that we need to do? Because these very simple things need to be presented also to the public.